Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday, October 3rd, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I value my beauty, inside and out. And we do want to find that balance and we want to enjoy the beauty. And inside and out means the inside and out of ourselves, inside our home, outside our home, out in nature. Find that balance, appreciate, look at the beauty, because today we're kind of in a creation mode. We have the moon finishing up in Gemini today. We'll be moving into Cancer later in the afternoon, evening. But moon in Gemini has our minds still very stimulated, very chatty. And today the only connection that the moon in Gemini is making is one with Venus. Venus in Leo. And what came through very clearly was Madonna's words, express yourself, don't repress yourself. And, you know, moon, we're going to be dealing with the moon, moon in Cancer and Mercury in Libra later. So there's kind of this moon-Venus connection, because how is this working? Mercury is in Libra, which is the sign ruled by Venus. And so we have the moon in two different signs working with different expressions of Venus. We're looking at beauty. We're looking at work. The sun is at 10 degrees today. So we're looking at these things. What do you value in your life? And part of what we need to value is our own expression. How we show up in the world. In our beauty. How you put on makeup or style your hair, or don't put on makeup and style your hair. How do you show up? How do you show up in nature? How nature's showing up for you? Blooming those flowers, sending breezes through the trees so you notice the majesty of them as they sway in the breeze. Nature's expressing itself too. So, not repressing itself. Definitely not repressing itself. So you want to just find that value and recognize that in doing this, you are an active participant in your life. You are appreciating, you are valuing, and you're showing more of what you want to come in your life. So this is helping you actively participate. Your mind is such an active participant in bringing things into your life. So just to kind of like harness it for these last few hours, harness it like a wild horse, for these last few hours of moon in Gemini. You know, look at everything expressing itself and just appreciate. Find that value. And you know, this is happening. The moon and Venus will be at 26 degrees, which is an 8. So this is your responsibility. How you are going to respond to what's showing up with value and appreciation and your own expression of it. And that just brings so much balance into you, and then that Libra energy is happy. So then the moon shifts into Cancer, and Cancer is the home of the moon. So it can be an emotional place. It can be a place of where we want to get cozy. We want to curl up and just feel safe and snuggled. But, you know, this moon in Cancer is going to be a little bit interesting tonight. We have the moon in Cancer squaring Mercury in Libra. So Mercury retrograde in Libra. And, you know, anytime the moon and Mercury come together, there is kind of an activation between our thoughts and our feelings and how they impact each other, because they're not mutually exclusive. They never are just like one unto themselves. They feed into each other, conscious or not. So work on how they're feeding into each other. See how you can work with this energy and really get it to be part of that participation of what's going on. You know, they wrote down also with the moon in Gemini and moon in Gemini, Venus in Leo, this is an amazing place for a storyteller, for fantasies, for imagination, because your mind is so stimulated, and Venus in Leo wants that royalty. So it might be a great place to create from that fantasy, and later you can work with that further with that moon now in Cancer connecting to Mercury retrograde in Libra. Just work with this, mold this, see how it shifts. I was listening to something this week. I haven't gotten as much sleep because that eclipse has shifted everything for me, as if there was anything left to shift, right? And so working with that eclipse, I was up late one night and I was watching somebody on a talk show, who was it? LL Cool J, and he was saying, you know, when he takes his lunch breaks, he doesn't make it just so that he's sitting there eating his food. He takes time to sit back and visualize what he wants to come in his life. And so I recommend that in this energy today. Visualize, feel, what do you want to come? What fantasies would you like to bring into your life? How do you feel when you call them up in your imagination? And allow that to help you actively participate in your life. The final thing I want to mention, astro-wise, we have Jupiter at 11 degrees in Virgo. So this is an incredibly healing place for our physical body. 11 is that Chiron degree, that healing degree. It is a degree of mastery. So make sure during all of this, with the mind and your expression and our feelings, that you're really tuning into what your body is saying and what it's needing. It might be like, hey, while you're over there visualizing, I'm hungry. I'm visualizing a veggie platter. That's just popping into my head. So I really want a veggie platter. So tune into that. And if your body's saying, hey, get me a veggie platter, get me a kombucha, listen and show up for your body to offer it healing in whatever way it needs. So the cards I pulled, this obviously helped me. Participation. We are participating with our thoughts, our feelings, our expression, our appreciation. So get in that mode of participation. And then we get the slow down card. And I really feel like this card comes when the moon shifts into Cancer. It's time to slow down. It's time to nurture. It's time to listen, tune into your body. What does it need to be nurtured? And then finally the last card, these are kind of like, I feel like each of these are like kind of their own thing, completion. I almost feel like the moon shifting into Cancer, I think this is going to be like kind of our completion of really working with this energy of the eclipse. It doesn't mean that things set into motion are complete or lessons are complete, but like I have felt that eclipse all week long. Like I felt it a week before it came, and I have felt it the week since. And so I feel like this is saying, hey, this moon in Cancer is kind of completing that feeling. Like we're going to find our homeostasis. We're going to come back into regular. Come back into like, okay, here's where I'm at. So that's it for today. Have a beautiful Saturday. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.